Hi, it's me again. On with the second part. We were discussing the Hierophant or Pope, the fifth card of the Major Arcana, which again we said symbolizes unity and symbolizes the material world or the earth. The card number 6 is the Lover's card, which is one of my favorites, and here it is. It symbolizes literally love, like the person is in love with you, and it symbolizes loving feelings in general, and it's very closely associated with the myth of the Garden of Eden, so it's very associated to the concept of making a choice. So it has these two prevalent meanings in Tarot. The next major arcana card is the Chariot, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, and in angelology is associated to Archangel Metatron, who, as I mentioned earlier, was the prophet Enoch, and because so holy and such a saint, developed the possibility to ascend up to the brightest of heavens and become the angel closest to God's throne and the most powerful, including being more powerful than Michael or Raphael or Uriel or Gabriel, so even more powerful than the most powerful of angels. And this is what you can do with free will to ascend. And he, for example, helps you to uplift and come closer to God, and hearing the voice of God in Kabbalah, he is associated to Keter, which is the highest sphere of the Tree of Life, which means connection to the divine and being able to hear the voice of the divine. Vice versa, Satan in Kabbalah, the Tree of Death, and also called the Klipoth, means not hearing the voice of God and refusing, not that it's not there, but refusing to acknowledge it, knowing somewhere in you that God exists, but refusing to live it, to live this knowledge in your life day by day. So one principle brings you higher and one principle brings you lower. How does it bring you lower? Because you disconnect with the life force. So just like Lucifer means to descend from the heavens to the earth and from the earth to hell, and possibly even lower, because he gets worse day by day doing what he does. So one principle means to descend, and one principle means to ascend. So the Chariot brings you to ascend and to win, so it's a card for winning. So angelology associates this with Archangel Metatron, and in demonology you associate it with the demon who's called Belial, and because he in the Goetia can be summoned to obtain a higher recognition of positions of power. Of course, just like with everything that has to do with black magic, the results that these spirits can bring are real, but most of the times are temporary and do not last longer than maybe 10 or 14, 15 years, and then the life of the individual is just destroyed because there is the use of energies and forces that contradict the very order of the universe. So it can be fun at first, but then it's always tricky and it always brings the individual down. But this is just to bring you some culture. So the Chariot is a card associated to the sign of Cancer, and it's a winning card. It's telling you that you're winning, that it's a yes, a situation will come to fruition. You will get a job. Yes, that person loves you. Yes, you will win. Yes, you will, I don't know, win the lottery or get a promotion or manage to do whatever it was that you wanted to do. And it's a chariot because it brings you closer to the chariot of literally God, and also because you've harnessed the opposite energies of the universe to bring them to balance and use them for your personal ascension. You can use the energies around there in order to get better. It's not a sin. Just like you use a strawberry because you eat it, or a pork because you chew on it, or I don't know, a vitamin supplement because you swallow it, or you use, what can you use? Any gift that's fruit, vegetables, food, clothing that's around you, it's not a sin to use it. At the same time, you can use in your life itself, which is energy, and that you can master through magic. So do not feel guilty when you live to live and to use life for whatever you want to use life for. In theory, you can do it like Satan, to use life to die or to be cursed, or you can use life to be blessed, and there's nothing, no one to tell you exactly what to do. You have to figure it out on your own. Of course, God and the angels want you to be okay, but everything can be experimented in your life to first discover the chaos that's in it, and then from that chaos to select the things that you like and bring those items into your life to make your life order, just like a sculptor would make a wonderful sculpture out of a chaotic first material coming from possibly the underground or from areas of the earth where we usually don't go. And with his talent, he creates a piece of art which everybody will give praise to later, thinking that it's unreachable and nobody else can do it. But it's precisely this thinking that leads you to lose faith and to lose hope, which is nobody's intention really. So once you master the energies of the Chariot, then you can become a winner, or as it is fashionable nowadays to say, a leader of life rather than of other people. And life includes those other people too, but you just have to get in touch with the highest power rather than aiming low. You aim high. When you aim high, when you aim to God, you also have the works of the devil, meaning sex, passion, money, fame, grace, and so on and so forth. So, but when you aim low, you aim so low that, just like what Lucifer did, you bump your head on the floor and you end up losing even those very basic and very fleshy things that you thought you had with them. But if you aim higher, you also have what Lucifer promises you to give you, but it will be given from cleaner hands, but it won't be the main focus of your life. So the Chariot is also about being in focus. Another card that's about balancing energies is the next card, which is the Justice. The Justice literally means justice. It means balance. It means balance between a sword and a scale. So between evaluation and action, between this is what you did to me and this is what will happen to you. Usually justice is divine justice and it can be pleasing, but for most men it is not, because it shows them who they are. If you are an awakened person and if you are a saint, pure of heart, you never encounter justice because you can just bypass it, because you always do good, so you never have to face judgment, except when and if you will die, and then you will be again ascend to heaven, and you will be a saint. You will be somebody who never experienced the passive or negative or hurt inside of the sword that's portrayed in the justice card. Justice also means balance or legal matters. It could be a marriage, could be a divorce, could be anything that requires a signature. It's a very earthly card, if you will. It's quite boring, but at the same time you need to have balance in your life in order to move on. But it presents a certain lack of action, rather time for the person to pay his dues with either the highest divine justice or the lower human justice, and the two, unlike what happens in Islam or other religions, the two do not always match, to the degree that a lot of crimes that are considered crimes by the common law or the law of man are not considered crimes in the kingdom of God, and vice versa. Next card is the Hermit, which is a card of loneliness, solitude, entrapment sometimes, and of seeking the light within yourself by being alone. Until people around you and the society in general and your friends usually are like demons. They all this chattering that you hear around when you are in company of 10, 15, 20 people, 5, 6, 7 people, usually distracts you from who you really are, because everybody brings their own judgment, and everybody's judgments is wrong, because we're all sinners, and in the end you lose yourself by saying that you've gained a friend, but you've gained the other person and you've both got lost. So the Hermit it reminds you of the opportunity to find yourself when you are by yourself, and when you are alone, or with your soulmate, or with a teacher, or with a person that can help you see the love that you have and see the qualities that you have. But usually doesn't match enlightenment, doesn't match with the crowd, it doesn't match with the masses. Buddha did not get enlightened, I don't know, in a traffic jam in Los Angeles at 1 p.m. when people were, calling him names and other people were screaming and stuff. So he got enlightened when he was sitting by a tree alone. Same thing with you. You can, just like Buddha said, everybody can be me, everybody can be Buddha, or if you will, there can be more than him. He's not the best of the best, the king of the crop, but he's one of the best souls that were created. So you can be like him or better than him, and most importantly, you can be you. It doesn't matter if you are, I don't know, somebody else, or if you look like somebody else, or if if you're fine by somebody else's standards, including mine. What matters is that you are you. In order to be you, you have to be aware, and you can be aware through discovering who you are, and that's usually through self-illumination and retirement from the mundane life. And it doesn't have to last forever, but just for the limited time that you need in order to find out who you really are. So that was the Hermit. moving on with the Wheel of Fortune in the next video. Thank you and angel blessings.